Coming in at number 10, Donald Trump. We're starting off strong with this list. President Donald Trump regarded his business experience as one of the main reasons he was the right choice for president. Lol. However, while Trump has never declared bankruptcy, his companies have gone bankrupt 6 times. The first was in 1991 when his Trump Taj Mahal casino in Atlantic City went bust. Several more went bankrupt in 1992 and 2 more went down in 2004 and 2009. Following the final bankruptcy, Trump stepped down as chairman of Trump Entertainment Resorts and reduced his share in the business to just 10%. To quote Trump himself, "I've cut debt, by the way. This isn't me personally, it's a company. Basically, I've used the laws of the country to my advantage, just as many others on top of the business world have." Sure, Jan, sure. Coming in at 10, Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan is an actress, singer, songwriter, businesswoman, fashion designer, and film producer, best known for roles such as Mean Girls, The Parent Trap, and Freaky Friday. Now, although her wild child days are behind her, for now, Lohan still seems to be spending lengthy vacations on the Mediterranean, which is bizarre considering she has a net worth of just $500,000. A lot of money for us, but quick spending money for an actor. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Lohan skirted close to bankruptcy, but posing for Playboy and sitting down with Oprah allegedly pulled her back into the green, for now. Coming in at 10, Mark Twain. Yes, I know, Mark Twain is no longer with us, but he still has a place on our list and you'll see why in a moment. Throughout his long career, Twain desired to become rich and even married up the social ladder in order to make that happen. However, his dream never came true. After the success of Grant's biography and the adventures of Tom Sawyer, Twain's publishing house went bankrupt. His financial failings contributed to depression, and in 1894 Twain declared bankruptcy. However, later down the line, with more writing and popular speaking tours, Twain managed to get out of the red, but then lost around $30,000 in a protein powder investment. Which, Mark Twain, protein powder, I don't see him wanting to get them gains. Coming in at number 9, Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger is an actress, singer, and former fashion model. She even won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in LA Confidential back in 1997. However, following the peak of her success, the actress found herself in dire financial straits after she backed out on an agreement to appear in the film Boxing Helena and was in turn ordered to pay $8.1 million to Mainline Pictures as a result. This ultimately led Basinger to declare bankruptcy. Among the assets that were liquidated was the town of Brasselton, Georgia, a tiny town which she and other investors had bought with the idea of turning it into a tourist attraction. Her share of the town was eventually sold. Coming in at 9, MC Hammer. MC Hammer is a rapper, dancer, record producer, and entrepreneur. He had his greatest commercial success and popularity from the late 1980s until the early 1990s, with most knowing him for the smash hit You Can't Touch This and Too Legit to Quit. During the 80s and 90s, MC Hammer garnered a huge fortune, putting 200 people on his payroll, buying a huge mansion, as well as a slew of other luxuries. And of course, following his spending spree, he was forced to file for bankruptcy by 1996, owing $13 million. He then went on to rebrand himself as a minister. Big moves. Coming in at 9, Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye is known as one of the most famous musicians of all time. However, few people know that in 1976, he filed for bankruptcy after not making his alimony payments to his first wife, Anna Gordy Gaye. Then in 1976, a judge ordered Gaye to pay his ex $600,000 from his upcoming album, Here My Dear, which is pretty on the nose if I do say so myself. Then, as we all know, he was shot and killed by his father in 1984. At that time, he still owed Anna almost $300,000 in back alimony. Coming in at number 8, 50 Cent. 50 Cent is a singer, songwriter, rapper, actor, television producer, entrepreneur, and investor. The star broke out as a rapper in the late 1990s, but he seems to make most of his money from a diverse business empire. In 2015, 50 Cent was reportedly $32 million in debt while caught up in lawsuits and unpaid child support, and in 2016 he declared bankruptcy. In 2018, reports stated that 50 Cent was all of a sudden a millionaire again because of the 700 bitcoins he was reportedly paid on his 2014 album. However, the singer later reported that these rumors weren't true and that he has never owned bitcoins in his life. Coming in at 8, Gary Busey. Gary Busey is an actor known for works such as Lethal Weapon, Predator 2, Point Break, Under Siege, The Firm, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and so much more. For portraying Buddy Holly in the Buddy Holly story back in 1978, Busey was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actor. Not too shabby. However, in 1980, 1988, he was involved in a serious motorcycle accident that left him with significant brain damage when he was just 44 years old. Following the incident though, he continued to book jobs and is perhaps one of the most prolific actors in Hollywood. So it may be shocking to hear that Busey is only worth around $500,000 today, which is yes again a lot of money for us, but not a lot for such a successful actor. Coming in at 8, Leif Garrett. Leif Garrett is a former singer, actor, and television personality who became famous as a teen idol in the 1970s. He was known for songs such as I Was Made for Dancing, New York City Night, and When I Think of You. However, Garrett admitted that he started using drugs when he was just 14 years old. On November 3rd, 1979, 5 days before his 18th birthday, he crashed a Porsche 914 that was being leased to his mother after a midnight party while he was driving to buy more cocaine. He was later tried a juvenile on DUI charges. His license was suspended for 1 year and he was placed on probation. In December 1984, he was ordered to pay $3.9 million, which put the singer in the red. Nowadays, barely anyone remembers who he was, particularly by people under the age of 40. That is very sad. He is still alive, so that's one. Coming in at number 7, Larry King. Larry King is a television and radio host whose work has been recognized with awards including 2 Peabodys, an Emmy Award, and 10 Cable ACE Awards. You would think the TV personality would be set for life, right? Well, you're not completely wrong. For a period of time though, particularly in the 70s, King wasn't doing so hot. Even when he was given his own talk show, the money didn't seem to last considering how many times he was married and then divorced. Alimony payments of course took a toll on the star, leaving him close to penniless. As of right now, he is doing a lot better, but he's still not doing as well as you would expect. Coming in at 7, Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton is a singer, songwriter, pianist, record producer, actress, television personality, and philanthropist. She has sold over 67 million records worldwide, including 41 million albums, making her one of the highest selling female R&B artists in history, even winning 5 Grammys along the way. She ultimately grossed around $170 million for her albums, but only made around $5 million, less than a 3% profit. Unlike many celebrities who mismanage money, she owed millions to managers, lawyers, and banks and has been in debt ever since. Coming in at 7, Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman was a famous child star known for roles such as Different Strokes, The Gary Coleman Show, and The Kid with the Broken Halo. During this time, he was making around $70,000 per episode of Different Strokes, but by the time the show ended, his adopted parents and business advisor had mismanaged his earnings in a huge way. Coleman struggled to find work in Hollywood following success, but eventually won a settlement against his parents, but that wasn't enough to avoid bankruptcy. After all of his lawyer's fees and investments, Coleman had to work as a security guard. He then faced major legal issues throughout the 2000s before passing away in May of 2010. Coming in at number 6, Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson is a musician, actor, and activist best known for Red-Headed Stranger and Stardust. However, Willie has not been playing by the rules. Unlike most of our list, was avoiding federal taxes, and the IRS came knocking, looking for $16.7 million, including interest and penalty fees. He managed to negotiate the bill down to $6 million, but Nelson still couldn't pay the fine, so in 1990, the IRS raided his home and seized almost everything he owned, including 20 properties and most of his instruments. Who needs 20 properties? I just need one. Nelson ended up recording the IRS tapes Who Will Buy My Memories, and fans in turn organized fundraisers to help the singer out of his debt. With the help of the tapes, he managed to pay off most of the debt, which is amazing. Wish someone could pay my debt. But no, I'm not Willie Nelson, am I? Coming in at 6, Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is a retired professional basketball player who once played for the Detroit Pistons, San Antonio Spurs, Chicago Bulls, LA Lakers, and Dallas Mavericks in the NBA. He was nicknamed The Worm and was famous for his fierce defensive and rebounding abilities. Like many of the stars on our list, he had a huge problem with spending and was in the red for most of his career until recently actually. He now has a net worth of around $500,000, which is good considering he was ordered to pay $500,000 in back child support to his ex-wife in 2000. Probably in the green because he's friends with Kim Jong-un, which is weird. Coming in at 6, T-Pain. In an interview with the radio show The Breakfast Club, T-Pain opened up about his financial problems over the course of his career. He revealed that he once went from having around $40 million in the bank at the height of his career to having so little money that he had to borrow it to get his kids Burger King. I quote, "Now I know what the high end is and what the low end is. I've been mega rich, I've been super broke, right in the middle of thinking I was mega rich and then got rich again. And you know I learned how to really give a shit about money. He has said that he is doing much better now, but he may never reach the highs he once did, simply because we've all forgotten he even existed. Coming in at 5, Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson is an actress, model, and animal rights activist, best known for her appearance in Playboy magazine, as well as for her work on the television series Home Improvement and Baywatch. After her long career and cameos she's had throughout those years, you would have thought Pamela would be set for life, at least a little bit. However, that is not the case. From the plastic surgeries to her expensive home and party lifestyle, she quickly became noticed by the IRS for failing to pay her taxes. Classic. This in turn put the actress in a huge amount of debt for a while before she slowly began to climb her way back out. People, pay taxes, it's not that hard, especially if you're making millions. Get a savings account, put some money in it, and then you don't have to worry. Coming in at 5, Sinbad. Sinbad is a stand-up comedian and actor known for movies such as Necessary Roughness, House Guest, First Kid, Jingle All the Way, and Good Burger. He reached peak fame in the 90s, however he was ultimately forced to file for bankruptcy twice. The second time this happened, he owed around $11 million, most of which were due to back taxes. Always the case with celebrities, just pay your taxes. However, the comedian seemed to have no regrets and said he would never take back his spending habits, even telling Oprah he invested in me. To each their own, I guess. Coming in at 5, Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton had a slew of hits back in the 60s with songs such as I Know So, It's the Season, and Jingle Bell Rock. However, he made it big as a Las Vegas singer and was even the highest paid performer in 1983. By 1992, Newton was bankrupt, owing around $20 million. Now, he did manage to make his way out of debt, but the problems didn't stop there. The IRS then sued him in 2005 for failing to pay $1.8 million on the sale of his home. His property was then seized in 2010 for reportedly failing to pay off a $3.35 million loan, though eventually it was agreed that the property would be turned into a public attraction. However, more recently, it was closed for renovations in 2018 with no current plans to reopen, so sucks. Coming in at 4, Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser is an actor best known for playing Rick O'Connell in the Mummy trilogy, as well as for starring in works such as George of the Jungle, Looney Tunes, and Journey to the Center of the Earth. However, the actor has seemingly disappeared, not just from Hollywood, but from the public eye in general. Although he did star in the action series Doom Patrol. For a period of time, you would have thought that Fraser was overloaded with cash. Unfortunately, Hollywood will barely touch him now. And as of right now, he has to take anything that comes his way just to pay child support, because as of right now, the actor is extremely broke. I'm sorry, Brendan. That sucks. Coming in at 4, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is a Hollywood legend and has been nominated for 10 Golden Globe Awards, winning one for Best Actor for his performance of the title role in Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, which is a joke considering that film was It's the only DVD I threw in the bin. He is regarded as one of the world's biggest film stars, appearing in works such as 21 Jump Street, Finding Neverland, Donnie Brasco, and Edward Scissorhands. As you would expect, the actor garnered a lot, and I mean a lot of money. However, it was his spending that would eventually be his undoing. Depp filed a lawsuit against his management company, blaming them for his financial woes. In March 2016, Depp cut ties with his management company and accused them of improperly managing his money. They later went on to sue Depp for unpaid fees and countersued him for damages, alleging that Depp was responsible for his own fiscal mismanagement. In July 2018, Depp was sued yet again, this time for allegedly punching a crew member twice in the ribs during a foul-mouthed tirade. Court documents stated that the actor reeked of alcohol and took drugs on set. No surprise there. He's also a woman beater. Don't hire him. Coming in at 4, Stephen Baldwin. Younger brother of Alec Baldwin, Stephen filed for bankruptcy back in 2009 while owing money on taxes and a handful of mortgages. Troubles then continued for the actor when his house was foreclosed in 2017 after 6 years of no mortgage payments. But wait, there's more. Baldwin was also arrested and served 5 years probation for failing to pay taxes for 3 straight years. Honestly, if these lists have taught you anything, folks, it's that you need to pay your taxes. I don't care how big or small they are. Just pay them, because they will find you, and you will go to prison for life. Coming in at number 3, Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is an actor, director, producer, martial artist, and author who is known for works such as White Men Can't Jump, Demolition Man, and of course the Blade trilogy, in which he plays Blade. He's also all seemed to be going well for Snipes until he decided not to pay his taxes, which amounted to $12 million owing to the IRS. Snipes ended up serving his time for tax evasion up until 2013, and since then has only starred in a handful of notable action flicks, including The Expendables 3. Rumor has it this was actually a favor from Sylvester Stallone. What a good friend. Coming in at 3, Billy Joel. Billy Joel is a singer-songwriter, composer, and pianist. Commonly nicknamed the Piano Man, he is famous for songs such as Vienna, Piano Man, and Only the Good Die Young. His music is iconic and remains popular even today. However, Billy Joel was forced to file for bankruptcy 3 times due to financial and relationship troubles. Due to 3 divorces and a brother-in-law who mismanaged his money, he ended up owing around $90 million, forcing the singer to go on tour to try and reclaim some of his fortune. Highly doubt he's gonna get that money back. Coming in at 3, the Cassidys. According to People magazine, David Cassidy, the former 70s heartthrob, filed for bankruptcy in 2015 in his home state of Florida, despite selling over 25 million records during his career. The former star had a history of DUIs and health issues aside from major financial problems. However, by his 3rd DUI, his wife Sue Cassidy filed for divorce in 2014. He was then forced to put up his mansion for auction in an effort to pay for his divorce. Sadly, Cassidy passed away in November of 2017. In 2018, a voice recording of the singer surfaced, revealing that he admitted to lying about having dementia and that his health issues were caused by alcohol addiction. Coming in at number 2, Courtney Love. Courtney Love is a singer, songwriter, and actress known for being the lead singer of her band Hole, which she formed back in 1989. I loved the band. However, over the years, Love has drawn public attention for her uninhibited live performances and confrontational lyrics, as well as her highly publicized personal life following her marriage to Kurt Cobain. Gone too soon, RIP. Of course, Cobain was considered a god among musicians back in the day, and in turn Love profited off of that fame. A serious drug problem and overspending led to major financial woes for the singer, which forced her to sell the rights to the Nirvana songs she'd gained a stake in, as well as her house. Not to mention, there are a ton of conspiracy theories surrounding the singer that she had some involvement in the death of the Nirvana frontman. Coming in at 2, Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper is a singer, songwriter, and actress with a career that has spanned over 40 years. She is famous for songs such as Girls Just Wanna Have Fun, Time After Time, She Bop, and All Through the Night, with Lauper earning the Best New Artist award at the 27th Grammy Awards back in 1985. Since then, Lauper has released over 11 studio albums and participated in many other projects. However, like the rest of the celebrities on our list, she encountered major money problems early on. Her band's first album tanked, and her manager in turn sued them for $80,000, resulting in Lauper filing for bankruptcy and taking a job at The Gap. She managed to turn things around though, but in recent years the success has left her, as well as the money. And the fans. Though she's friends with Cher, and that says a lot. I could tell you all of Cher's friends. Coming in at 2, Aaron Carter. It's no surprise that Aaron Carter is on our list, with the singer having a slew of issues stemming all the way back to the early 2000s. Carter is known for songs such as I'm All About You, Aaron's Party, and of course, I Want Candy. In 2016, the former star talked to Us Weekly about the financially terrible position he was in, even admitting that he had no savings. I quote, "When I turned 18, I got hit with all those taxes. I filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy last year. Now I'm already over $100,000 in debt." In 2018, the star released an album called Love and went on tour. However, both were a flop, and I doubt they're ever gonna get him in the green again. Sorry, Aaron. And finally, coming in at number 1, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is known for some of Hollywood's biggest movies, including Peggy Sue Got Married, Raising Arizona, Moonstruck, starring Cher, Face Off, and Con Air. You would think he would be rolling in those big Hollywood paychecks, however that doesn't appear to be the case. According to Forbes magazine, Cage earned $40 million in 2009, making him one of Hollywood's highest paid actors. Unfortunately, it seems that Cage has an issue with spending, as well as an equally hefty problem with his financial advisor. After Cage faced foreclosure on several properties and the IRS came for him looking for $6.2 million, Cage sued his advisor, claiming negligence and fraud. However, in a countersuit, Cage's manager alleged that the actor had blown through at least $33 million on vintage cars, 4 luxury yachts, and 15 homes around the world. Again, no one needs 15 homes. You need one. Okay? Just get one big one. The lawsuits have been settled, but it seems that Cage is still trying to fix his financial woes, with the actor currently trying to unload several properties, including a chalet in Colorado and an entire island in the Bahamas. Who needs a whole island? No one. I don't even like the beach. And finally, coming in at number 1, Meat Loaf. Meat Loaf is a singer and actor famous for music such as Bat Out of Hell, I'd Do Anything for Love, as well as movies such as Fight Club and of course the Rocky Horror Picture Show. More than 40 years after its release, Bat Out of Hell still sells an estimated 200,000 copies annually and stayed on the charts for over 9 years, making it one of the best-selling albums in history. So saying that, you would expect the singer to be raking in money, right? Well, apparently not. His issues arose when he failed to give proper offer credit to the guy who helped him out with I Would Do Anything for Love, with the co-writer suing Meatloaf and nearly bankrupting him back in the 1980s. From that point on, the singer wrote all of his own material and has made somewhat of a comeback, but he never quite recovered from the huge loss of earnings. And finally, coming in at number 1, Michael Jackson. Now I know that the King of Pop passed away on June 25th, 2009, but there are no limitations to this list, not when we're on a part 3. You would imagine the artists behind songs such as Thriller, Black or White, and Man in the Mirror would be overloaded with fortune and wealth. I mean, he had Neverland, pretty much a wonderland in similar vein as Disney. However, due to large amounts of spending and taking out loans which he never paid back, Jackson faced a ton of money problems, particularly when he got involved in expensive lawsuits and interest on his debt increased. At the time of his death, a forensic accountant estimated that the King of Pop owed around $400 to $500 million. His estate has since resolved the financial issues, and Michael has been the top earning dead celebrity since 2012. Lucky for some, I guess. I can't even make any stats while living, so. Love has drawn public attention for some like hard words to say next to each other. For her uninhibited. Now he did manage to make his way out of the debt, the problems.